Okay, so let's start now. I just ping them. So just let me know once you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see you, Hrishikesh.
Okay. So yesterday what we talked about, like if we want to give some access to a user and we want to create a dynamic analytical privileges. So let's see that. So not dynamic, before dynamic, like means how to create SQL based analytical privileges. Okay, so for example, we what we are checking yesterday, like we have this specific privileges. Okay, and if you want to create, let me first go to this specific one. So we have something called Akira. Okay, one second, let's see what object we have given. We have given this within Akira, we have given cumulative privileges. Okay, so let's see that where we have Akira. You can see somewhere, yeah, this one. So here if you see, like we have these analytical privileges we have given to the user. Okay, and sorry, this calculation privileges or view actually we have given to the user, so user can see some of the data. But here if suppose you want to give to the users for a specific value, and this will be coming like a specific month or some value, so he is able to see some of the value. So let's see that how we can do this. So for that what we do, we created one analytical privileges for the user. For example, you can say like SQL1, see, so ZSQL1, just see that what we did here. What ZSQL1, okay, so the ZSQL1, sorry. So in this what we did actually, we just added the month. Instead of adding like a direct value, we just added the value in the SQL bar. Okay, so like if we assign this ZSQL to the user, so he is able to see the data only for the month 9. Okay, so this is the analytical privileges we have created. But whenever we are creating analytical privileges for SQL type, so there is one prerequisite is there. So the prerequisite is like whenever we are creating analytical privileges, so your calculation view. Okay, so in calculation we just go to the property. So your calculation view will be having this option, privileges should be SQL analytical privileges. So this we have to change it, and then once we activate, then we are able to create a SQL with analytical privileges, and then user is able to see that detail, or we can able to create the SQL based conditions in that section. So getting me what I meant to say? For example, if you want to give access for this user for creating any SQL based analytical privileges, so what we have to do first, like instead of this classical analytical privileges, first we have to change to SQL based analytical privileges, and then if you activate this, so your definition is changed with the SQL analytical privilege. So whenever any user who is trying to run this calculation view, he requires the SQL analytical privileges, SQL based. And then what you have to do, you have to create one analytical privileges that is on SQL type. Okay, for example, Z underscore SQL 3, SQL, okay, 3 is not working, maybe 6 just, and calculation view, and sorry, I just selected the wrong one. We are creating the analytical privileges, so select this one, the SQL 6 for example, and SQL based analytical privileges, go to the next, select your analytical privileges, calculation, sorry. So your calculation view is Akira, and then here, for example, cumulative one, just add it, finish. So once you finish it, you will come here, and for the month, suppose if you want to add some of the value, so for this field calculation 1, what are the fields we have? Like we have month, here also we have month, right? So the month equal to whatever value you want to keep here. For example, just copy here, I just copying here. So hello, and then here, go here, and here give some value, like instead of 9, maybe if you want to keep here 10, and then just check here. Now it is completed, and then activate this. So if you assign some user with this ZSQL based analytical privileges, he is able to see that analytical privileges for the user. So let's give this to the user. So before login, let's give to the user. Just remember ZSQL 6 we want to give, and Z cumulative 1 we want to give. Okay. So go to the security, go to this 00 vikas, and here we are giving first Akira and CV underscore cumulative 1. So CV underscore cumulative 1. Now we are giving this access to the user. So just give the select access, and just see in the package, and we have the Akira, so that's okay. And in this analytical privileges, we have to add SQL 6, right? ZSQL 6. So just we have ZSQL 6 here. Just add here, and then you activate this, right? And once this activation is done, then we just log in with this user. So our user is 00 vikas, this one. So until here, any question from anyone? Shubham, Mehul, or Venkat?
No, because
Mehul?
like one thing, I'm not sure. It's like for assigning any object privilege, like suppose if you give any access to any particular table or in any view, first you need to assign the package. It's compulsory thing. Package you
Yes,
need to
yes,
assign.
correct. It is compulsory thing.
Okay,
Because
can you just tell the hierarchy, like how it should go? Like
yeah,
I
so
understood this.
yeah. So first thing, like if you observe here, we have this package. Okay, so within package only any of the view will be created. Either it is analytical privileges or attribute view or calculation view. All three type of view will be gets created into any package. Okay, so it can be sub package. So if suppose something is created in sub package, and instead of giving complete package, you can give the sub package also. Okay, that is possible. But here in this case, like in this package, you have this specific views only. Okay, so to get the access, we have to give the read access for this package. That is first thing. Once you give the access for the package, then the second thing, if suppose you want to give the access for this specific view, so we have to go here and search for this calculation view and add through the object privileges. Once it is there, and if you created any analytical privileges on this, so then you have to create and add here the analytical privilege for that. Okay,
Okay, got it.
these three things: object, If analytical privilege is there, then analytical privilege and then package. If you give these three, you are able to provide access for this calculation view with data level restriction. So whenever we are creating any analytical privilege, that is also get saved into the package itself. Okay, so here you can see these many analytical privileges being created on these views, right?
Okay, got it.
Yeah, Mehul, you also want to ask something, right? Or it's okay? Venkat, Mehul, it's clear, right? Okay, so then you can go here and go to this calculation view, cumulative one, and then you can go here to display the data, and then if you see the amount, you can find it is for 10th month only, right? Correct, right?
Yeah.
So this is how we can create a SQL based query, SQL based analytical privileges, right? And instead of this, we have this option. Okay. So now the option is like, you suppose you want to create. So here, like we don't have any option to give to the users different values. So always we have to create. Suppose if 12 months is there, so we have to create 12 analytical privileges if we want to give different access for different people. For example, if for you, if we want to give the third month access, so we have to create one analytical privileges for month 3, for Venkat maybe 4th, and maybe for whole 5th. So we have to create at least 3 privileges, analytical privileges, and for you we are going to assign this SQL or any analytical privileges for month 3. Okay, rest 2 things is same, like your package and the calculation view is the same, but this will be different, right, for all of you. So if suppose if we give the 100 different value to 100 user, it is very difficult to create and provide access to the user, right? 100 you have to create 100 analytical privileges. So overcome this situation, what we have to do, we have to create some dynamic analytical privileges. Okay, you understood the reason why to go for dynamic analytical
Yeah.
privileges?
Sorry, I missed what you said.
So
I didn't understand.
here for example, if you have 100 company code or 100 plants for example, right? And for 100 plants, you created one report, and if you want to give all the 100 users different plant output or plant level report, right? So the one way is like we can create 100 analytical privileges and assign different analytical privileges to the respective 100 users, right?
Okay, yeah, got it.
Correct, na? So like here
It's
for,
one way.
yeah, for one user, like we created only one, so he only get the 10th month access, right? But if you give for other user, if you want to give only the 9th month access to, if you assign this again, he get the 10th month access. So what we have to create, we have to create one more for SQL GSQL 7, for example, right? So those many number of analytical privileges we have to create. So instead of that, if we create some dynamic analytical privileges, so like if you are login, automatically you will get the 10th month access. If I am login, I am getting the 3rd month access. Okay. So if we want to do in this way, so we have to create some procedure, and in this procedure, the system will be selecting in dynamic way. Okay. So let's see that how we can do this. Okay. So I just simulate something for you for our class. So let's see that. So we have something, one analytical privilege calculation view we have seen. Okay. So for example, this Z demo calculation view. So in this, if you as if you want to see some of the data, let's see what data we have. So if you saw the raw data, so you can see UK, EU and UK. So 2 UK record you have and 1 European Union record you have. So in this is simple example, if you want to see, like one user want to, if you want to give one user EU and one for one user for UK, but you assign both the user only one analytical privilege. System automatically check who will get what. Okay. So for this reason, we can create a dynamic analytical privileges. Okay. Getting me the question? So instead of creating two different analytical privileges, we create only one, and system only decide which user will get what value. Okay.
Okay.
So important thing, first you have to understand the logic, and then let's see how we can do this. Okay, so for this user, suppose if you want to give access for this particular calculation view, so what we have to do, first we have to go to the user, like this is our test user 00 vikas. So in this we are going to give first the access for Herschel package, right? So go to the user. So where is our user? Let's see. Okay, this is our user. So here first thing we have to go here package. So we just search Herschel. Let's see what is his name of the package. Herschel, something. Let's see. HARSHIL. Herschel, I think something. Herschel. Okay, so Herschel, we just select the Herschel, and we are giving right now the read access, means we just read the object which is there here in this Herschel package or the folder. If you want to give the native edit one, create one, so you can create and change the value also. You can create a new calculation view if you give the edit access, or you can modify also or maintain. Okay, so right now we just given the read access, so that means we are able to read that access. So if you just give here this one, so what user will get it? So if you refresh it, like we can get access for reading access, so we can see this folder.
Sir,
Yeah,
sir, what did we assign? Like, what is this Herschel? This is package.
package, yeah.
So, sir, like, how will we assign dynamic privileges to the user?
We'll see that.
Okay.
So right now I'm just assigning this calculation view to the user, this one. Okay,
Okay.
so I just added now the package first. Now I am adding this z demo calculation view here in this object privileges. So I'm just creating some again the step by step to keep you remember. So now I'm just searching demo underscore cal. Okay, so always you have to select this one, like here we have some hierarchical one for each object. You don't have to select this one. Always you have to select the complete name with sysbic, okay, without hierarchy. Okay, so just select this. So this we selected like a calculation view. We are just giving access for select one, so that means we are able to get access for this calculation view. Okay, now we want to give access for the analytical privileges, and for that we are going to create a dynamic analytical privileges. Let's see how to create a dynamic analytical privileges. Okay, so until here we just given access to the user, this user, to have access for this calculation view. Okay, So now I just go to our ID, just selecting our ID and go for the SQL one. And in this SQL one, what we are going to do, we are going to add or create a dynamic analytical privileges. So let's see that how we can do this. Okay, so for this, what we have to do, we have to create one table. Okay, so in this, if we can make it bigger. So why we are creating this, I will tell you the logic. So here what we are going to create here, we are going to create here one table. Okay, create column table, and this is our ID, and in our ID we have by default our name schema, correct? Every user, whenever we are creating, he have the same name schema, right? And here the dot means the table name which we are creating here. So dynamic security 7 we are creating. In this we have two fields. One is the user ID, it means our username on which we are login, and the type is varchar. And second is the field on which we want to create a dynamic analytical privileges. So in our case, if you see in this Herschel, we have one field, like if you see in the raw data, for example. So in this raw data we have one field like ZBIC country YH, and here this on this field we want to keep the restriction, right? So what we are doing here, we are creating a table. First character is the username, and second field is your the country field or the location field, whatever you want to say, right? So this is one structure of the table we are creating. In this we have the user ID and your location. Understood? This line we just creating the structure here, structure of the table, blank table. Anyone, any question for this line? Okay, just execute this. So once we are able to execute, so this will be gets created here in the system. Okay, so let's, okay, so underscore, so we created this table. Okay, so statement executed, so one structure we have created. Okay, now the second thing what we have to do, we have to insert the entry, like for which user and which value we want to make a restriction. So we have to add some entry into the table. So for example, so we are inserting two entries into this table. So dynamic security 7, so we have given the name of 7, so instead of 6 we are just keeping here 7. Means we are populating this table with these two values. One is first user ID 00 vikas, and for the vikas we are giving the UK access, and for 000 vikas we are giving the access for EU, right? So until here, any question? Means this table we are populating. This is a simple thing. And then if you suppose you want to see some of the data from this table, then you can write a select query, select a star from this table, and then you can find the entry inside the table to validate what entry we have here. So if you just, I'm just commenting this is just for your reference. So if you execute this, you can find, okay, in this okay, not 6, just keep here 7. Actually we created this 7 instead of 6, right? So just keep here 7. If you execute this, you can find for 000 Vikas we have UK, for 00 Vikas we have EU, right? Until here, any question? So we created one table. So likewise, if suppose you have 100 entry, maybe in the Excel you can copy paste and add your maybe arrange some of the Excel work to make a column and add your ID and the fields also, and keep here, paste here and run it. So in one shot you will get all the table on which you want to give the restriction on the table. Okay, and then we are creating one procedure. Procedure is nothing but one program which is being used in case of dynamic analytical privileges. So let's see that what we are doing here. Okay, so here we are creating one procedure. So before creating a procedure, what we are creating one table type. Okay, so the meaning of table type is a kind of variable, you can say, which we are using here. So here we are creating one type. It's a kind of table type where the value will be stored. Okay, so right now we are creating create type HANA, and we just give the country name, Z country name, where the value of country will be stored. So just create this. Okay, so create table, country type Z country, syntax error somewhere. Okay, so this is already exists, so we just created Z country 1 as a variable, or you can say like a variable, like a table type variable, and then we are just creating this procedure. So in this procedure, what we are doing here, like we are creating a procedure name is there, like give some number, some name. Okay, and here the output of this is stored into this table. So whenever we are running this particular procedure, the output will be stored into a variable. So the variable type is nothing but the table type which we have created here. Okay, so it is nothing but the table type, and output will be saved here whenever any user is logged in. Okay, so what it is matching actually, if this is just ignore, like create, this is a standard procedure like language, SQL, security, definer, read SQL data as begin. So this line is important to understand. So what it is checking, in this variable your output will be stored. This is a runtime variable kind of thing, you can say. Okay, so here whatever query result will be there, that will be stored into this particular field. Okay, and what this query is saying, select the field, means country, from this table where user ID equal to session user. Okay, right? So in this table it is checking who logged in and what value it has, and the same value for this field is nothing but the country ID is storing into this particular variable, right? So the you are getting UK from here. If the user is logged in as a 000 Vikas, then it is European Union you are getting here. If user is logged in as 000 underscore Vikas, then you are getting EU, right? So if you execute this, one procedure is created with the name of 0006. Understand until here? Okay. Once this is done, then what we have to create? We have to create one analytical privileges. Okay, so let's create on this Herschel. The dynamic analytical privileges we are creating. Just go next. And then first select the Herschel one. So Herschel one we are selecting, and within Herschel one, which one we want this one. Just add here, just go for the finish one. Then we are getting this screen. Okay, so in this screen what we are saying, just add like on this field we want CBIC country one. On this field what we need to select the value. So instead of having this select value, what we can have the option, we can have the option for adding that okay. So it is disabling here. It should not disable. I think we created this. That's what it is not adding here the value. Is that we are not able to delete this. Okay. Okay, so let's see that this one. Okay, what we are doing here, we are adding something here. So this is already there, but it is a blank one right now. So let's create this one. So we added the field on which we want to make a restriction. Just click on add, and here if you see, we have the option to add the procedure. Okay, so this is our catalog procedure. Just select this one, catalog, and here we have to select the in option, and here you can select your procedure. So we have this procedure number 7. Procedure 7 we have created, or 8? Do you remember? That is the procedure number 8, right? So the procedure number is 8. So just select this one here. So now instead of giving the hard coded value, we want to select the value from this one. So if the user like 000 Vikas is accessing the same one, it is getting the value from here. Instead of hard coded, it will be from the program itself, right? So now what we do here, we created one dynamic analytical privileges. So if we add to this user, okay, so 00 Vikas, for example, here, Harshil ZTT. So what he will be getting, you can see now. So we have added this. So until here, any question from anyone? What we did?
No, sir.
Okay. So now we just refresh it, and then if we go to the Herschel and demo one and go for this display, and if you see in the raw data, you can find EU will be there, right? So this is how we are getting the value for the user. So you can get the EU value here, okay, right? Not the UK value. But if you create one more user, okay, with like we have given here 000 because these two entry we have, right? So if you give like 00, if you create one user like 000 because and give the same analytical privileges to the user with your calculation event package, he will get the value or the access for UK, right? Clear? Or any query? Anyone?
It's clear, but I
Still
think
query.
we'll need one more class for this, I think, to
Just
understand.
yeah, I'm just creating one more user. Okay, so this will help you what I mean. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, also we can record the session. It will help us when we will be doing the practicing.
Yeah. This session is anyway get recorded. Okay.
Okay.
So here, just see that what I am doing here. So here, like we created one more user 000 because now, and first we are giving this Herschel package we are giving. This is a brand new user. Okay, just giving a repo read, and then go to this object privileges, and in this object privileges we are giving access for CV underscore demo. CV underscore C demo. So what we have? Always we have to check what is that. Z demo underscore CAL. So Z demo underscore CAL. Zero because where it is, you can see somewhere 000 because where the ID gone. Okay, so let's add Z demo. Just give me 1 second. z demo underscore cv, na? Z demo underscore cv cal, z demo underscore cal. Okay, so z demo underscore cal, just add here with the select option, and here this in this analytical privileges we are giving access for z underscore att something, right? What we have given here as in z tt something. So just give z tt version. Okay, just try to give activation. Let's see for this user what we are getting. Add system with different user. So 000 underscore vikas. Hello 12 Venkat. Today you are very silent. Okay, so right now, okay, 000 because insufficient privileges. So we have to give some more privileges to this user. Okay, so right now, you know what we have to give? Anyone? Repository rest, right? You remember or forget? So if you give this access, user is able to see the directory, right? So now he can see the Herschel, okay, and then if you give this access and go for this data, so here you can see in this raw data he will be getting access for UK, right? We give the same access analytical privileges to both the users, but one user like 00 Vikas is getting the data for UK only, but 000 Vikas will be getting the EU access for the same view, right? And the view we are not hard coded. So like we are not hard coded the value here, but this value of the country will be coming from this procedure, right? So by which we don't have to create like those many number of analytical privileges, but we just have to populate. So once your procedure is created, you just have to write one select query to populate your entry of the users. So this line you have to just keep adding here in this table. Later, suppose if you want to give the same access for other users, so just add one more line and then just give one analytical privileges only you have to create and assign, right? So now it is clear with everyone. Any query from anyone? Venkat is there or no? Okay, Venkat I think he missed. But Mehul and Shubham, any query?
No sir, not really.
Sir, we need to try this. I will ask you the question next time.
Yeah, that's okay. That's perfectly okay.
Sir, but we have the recording session for this, right?
Yes. Let's
okay then.
Let's see that. Yeah, we have it.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's all for today's. So you just try it. But my request, because this server which we are right now working, where we have the data, will be having limited time access. Just try it, at least these, especially the view part, okay? Because for creating any calculation or other stuff, uh, here at least people already created, some of the developers already created many views, so you have plenty of the data here, okay? So you can try out in different
Okay.
ways, okay? So just try it. I already shared you the server access, so try it, whatever you want to do, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so tomorrow there is no class. I will be traveling here, but Tuesday we can have the class, and mostly it is 9:15, especially 9:15 p.m.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I will upload anyway this video here, uh, in the YouTube. You can see that, and I will share you the link,
Okay.
or otherwise maybe privately I will share to our team only. Let's see. But anyway, you got the logic how it is, right?